This was recommended to me. I don't know what it is, but I know I need to watch it. Inside the Mind of Tectone. That's what the video is titled. And it says, the gaming whales have spoken. Here we go. Tectone's free to play. Tectone could be free to play in the next 10 Hoyoverse games, and he still won't make up for the fact that he spent $400,000 in Genshin Impact. You don't just undo that with like, oh, I'm not pay to win in this one game. It might have only been like 300.
Have you ever wondered what makes a whale whale? What compels them to spend thousands of dollars on pictures?
Let me see here. Last $2,000 last time I checked. That was before I bought Wraith's new heirloom, though. Went through my purchase history, and it added up to $2,567. Oh my god.
Pixels and colors. What makes them such a destructive force in the gaming industry? To really know that answer, we'd probably have to speak to their therapist. So instead, we're going to settle with their replies in my YouTube comments section. A few months back, I made a video.
Bro,
so instead,
I love it. Dude, this is gaming in 2023. There it is, boys. This is gaming.
Settle with their replies in my YouTube comments section. A few months back, I made a video titled The Era of Wallet Gamers, in which we took a bit of a deep dive into some of the degenerate whaling behavior.
Oh my god, bro. This is JP, man. Oh my god, from Diablo Immortal. It's him, yeah, bro. This is the guy, bro. This guy wailed so hard in Diablo Immortal. His item level and combat rating was so high, nobody could even play against him.
And watched a few people embarrass themselves.
He was literally on another level.
Yeah. No, totally. I mean, look, it's like...
And that video sort of blew up.
And that was only 10K. You think about that. Yeah, Rich, you thought Rich was bad. Bro, some people spent way more. Holy shit. Now he's gone? Yeah, now Rich is gone. But besides that, there's a lot of other people that have spent crazy money too.
Attention of several whales who took offense to my comments that I made in the video.
Yeah.
But that's what the YouTube comment section is for their chance to respond. So let's take a look at the responses.
Yikes! We call all you guys pocket watchers. Just because you don't have the funds to enjoy a game in whatever way you choose, don't mean others don't. Half you guys waste money on drugs, going out to eat, and shoot clubbing every weekend.
Shoot clubbing? What the fuck does that even mean?
Add it all up and see how much you spent. Ain't no difference. This is some people's club/drug, and that is fine. One life to live, whatever makes you happy, you spend your money. If you die tomorrow, you cannot take it with you.
Yeah, but what if you don't die tomorrow and you just in debt because you bought some stupid shit in the game? Like, that's still kind of dumb, right? And, like, also, like, isn't it dumb to spend $1,000 at a club, too? Like, how is it that, like, oh, well, if one of them isn't dumb, then how can mine be dumb? Well, what if they're all dumb? And also, like, if you want to do it, just do it. Spend your money the way you want, right? But, like, you can't expect other people to not be allowed to have an opinion on it. Like, nobody's saying you're not allowed to wail in a game, but if you do, not everybody is going to be like, wow, bro, you're so good at the game.
Okay, first of all, pocket watchers.
That's just funny.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. We're being
watchers.
labeled as pocket watchers. Go ahead and wear that badge of
God.
honor with pride. Second, this gentleman equates whaling with drugs. So here's where we actually do agree, so that's nice.
Ooh.
And lastly, he acknowledges that we can't take our microtransactions with us when we die. It's almost like he's arguing against microtransactions here with that point, but whatever. So this is a pretty common response.
I mean, I think that really he's right. I mean, if he's spending money on a game and he's enjoying it, good for him. I'm happy for him. As long as he's happy.
I see echoed in other comments as well, and that it's because we're poor, and that if we were rich, we'd be spending like whales too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest copes out there for whales, that if people had money like them, they'd be whaling too. Wrong. A lot of us out here have an IQ above room temp, so we aren't going to be spending thousands on pixels, even if we do have the money, and a lot of us do, we just spend it on things that actually matter. If you've made the mistake like I have of buying microtransactions in the past,
for me, here's how I see it, is that if I'm playing a game and like if I'm doing it for stream content, then yeah, I'll wail and spend money. Who gives a shit, right? Because it's, in my opinion, like, oh, it's a business expense. But if I'm playing a game on a personal level and I feel like other people can spend money to get ahead of me, then why would I play the game? Because I know I can outspend them. I know I'll win if I just spend more money. So what's the point? You see what I'm saying? Like, I could spend $10,000 on a game. It's whatever. Okay, so then I win. Okay, great. Who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you didn't win anything. Yeah, it's stupid. Yay. Yeah, yay. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. It doesn't matter. But that can apply to everything. But it can't, though, because, like, being able to overcome a challenge in a game or being able to beat somebody on a fair playing field means something totally different than being able to spend more money and having more disposable income. These are two completely different things.
It doesn't take long to realize it's just a temporary dopamine hit that almost immediately makes you feel buyer's remorse. So I don't know how some of these copers are out here spending 5 to 6 figures on just microtransactions. In fact,
well, I think a lot of people do it because it makes them happy. And they want to get the new characters in the game, and they are addicted. Like, a lot of these things, like every single microtransaction, like gotcha stuff, most of them are basically gamba. So it's like, well, why do people gamble? Oh, I mean, there you go. That's the reason. And money can buy happiness? Yeah, exactly. Or just cosmetics. I think that if you, like, there is a very big difference between, like, cosmetics and gotcha. I think that the whales only really happen in gotcha games. Like, I'm sure you have some that are not in gotcha games, but most people that spend $10,000 in a game spend that money on some form of roulette system that the game has. It's not like they're buying $10,000 worth of skins in the store. Some people, I'm sure this is possible, but the majority of them, I think, are usually doing some gamba system. I think it's also very telling that, you know, this is, I believe it to be true. And every single time, like, what enables people to overspend thousands of dollars is gamba. Well, I think that says a lot, doesn't it?
let's hear from one such fellow in the next comment who came out swinging like he's God's greatest keyboard warrior.
Boom,
Lie about
bitch!
my $14,000 in COD mobile skins. It's not your money. You didn't earn it. If I want to look fresh, I'm not dumping 200 hours into a game just to get something slightly better looking than the default Slin. You can grind that all you like, because you have no job. I'm not going to tell you to get a job or education, because I'm not a need-do little
A need-do little crybaby. Yeah, I can see why he doesn't need to tell other people to get a job or an education. Maybe he should say that to himself. Yeah, this is definitely true. There's nothing wrong. Like, if you want to spend $14,000 in COD Mobile, did he spend this money on a gotcha system? I don't play COD Mobile. I have no idea. Was this with a gotcha system? Yes, my point exactly. Again, every single person that's like a high spender with these games, they are all doing it through gamba.
Okay, wait for it. It's about to get really good. How is my gun turning your dead body into a snowman? Or green puddle of condensed scrub juice reducing your fun? You sound like you're mad that high IQ people have more money to spend. What a joke.
I don't know if saying that you're high IQ is a good argument for why you spend $14,000 on a mobile video game. Like, I feel like that's not the argument that I would use. In fact, it would be more like the opposite.
This is a prime example of a low IQ person not realizing that they are in fact not high IQ, because nobody with an IQ over 80 would leave this type of comment, but
Yeah.
I digress.
I think there's plenty of smart people that spend tons of money on games. Absolutely. Because it just doesn't matter to them. You have to understand that, like, for a lot of people, spending $10,000 isn't a big deal. They can do that. It's not like they're going to have to worry about it or anything like that. Now, whenever I say a lot, I don't mean a majority or percentage of the population. I just mean that if you look at them, there are hundreds of thousands of people that can spend $10,000 and it's nothing. So to them, whenever they spend $14,000, it's not a big deal and it doesn't really matter to them. So it's like you have to look at it from that person's perspective as well. The Recful video. Yes, the Recful video. They don't go on YouTube crying, though. Exactly. Yeah, they just spend the money and that's it. They don't really care. America's broken. Well, I mean, there's people that do this all over the world. It's not just American.
I have 14,000 search and destroy games and 7,000 battle royale games on my account. 201,000 cadles. If I was like you, I'd expect all that for free. Not even free, but on the dime of Activision for development and server costs. You're a leech. You get to play games I fund with slim purchases for free. How about a touch of gratitude in your voice when you speak?
He's so mad. How can you be that mad? Oh my god.
Dude. I mean, what do I even say to this? This man is Activision's favorite little soldier.
Yeah, bro. This is, whenever Bobby Kotick is thinking about, like, who is your ideal player, who do you want in your games? This guy. Yep, this is the guy. Remember what they're saying about how, like, they would fly XQC out to the those casinos and everything, and they had, like, limo service and everything. This is the equivalent of that for video games, right here.
Soldier. Pure delusion.
VIP.
Now, this is truly a very sad person, if you really stop and think about it, but you know what, guys? We need to show some gratitude to doormats like this, because he is funding our games with slins, after all. Now, this next guy, I don't think you guys are ready for this next guy. He got pretty creative.
Some dude who spends extra money on games totally smashed this guy's one and only girlfriend once, and this is the response. So much hate and anger, like he's the Adolf of what he called
The Adolf? Oh my god. I just, for whatever, that's so fucking funny to me.
wallet gamers. I'm sure
The
YouTube
Adolf.
subs have never helped buy microtransactions for many other YouTubers ever. Maybe add some more rules. 1. Never subscribe to a channel if it's a gaming channel because the extra money might be too much of a temptation for them. And we have to keep the gamer race pure. This is what you sound like, kiddo. So I'm gonna call you a Nazi gamer. Gamers who think by overthinking and crying. It gives them a
Oh
valid
my god, it
reason
keeps
to act
going?
superior to
Bro, what is wrong with people? Oh my god.
words, ... mobile gamers, and free-to-play games, ... using 3 extreme examples to overgeneralize?
Jesus.
Bit hysterical and dramatic and womanly, eh? Maybe that's why she left, mate. Cry and poop your pants all you want. Servers update.
Bro, I wonder what this, like, I would love to know what this guy's life is like. I would.
And new content all cost money. It's not like the company's parents are paying for it while running it out of their basement.
Yeah.
And not like you're complaining anytime you pay extra on OF or PH. Pay to FAP, in case you didn't know. Fact is, it's not your place or business what people do with their wallets. And it never will be. Noon cares if you are mad.
Dude. How does a person get to this point in their life? I don't understand this. Like, this is nutty. Pay to FAP. Yeah, that's called Azure Lane.
This comment made my day, man. Holy shit, what a legendary comment. I think this one speaks for itself, really. But I'll respond to his accusations just for fun. For one thing, I'm happily married, and my wife isn't someone that would be swooning over a gaming whale in the first place.
Yeah.
I have a job. I'm not a Nazi. I don't pay to FAP. And I don't poop my pants. So I'll go ahead and...
Yeah, what? Dude, how? Like, I mean, this kid's gotta be like, what, 15 or something? Dude, that's, like, he's the Adolf, man. Oh my god. There's something that's so fucking funny to me about that. He's gotta be, he's either 14 or 40.
say that this good Christian man is a bit off base with his conclusions.
Yeah, he needs Jesus.
Now, the money spent from this next whale had me gasping for the inhaler, and I'm not even asthmatic. So prepare yourselves.
Okay.
$356,000 on NBA 2K. Probably another $150,000 over the life of playing other video games. I'd just love to hear all the people complain.
Wait, I just realized what he said. Yeah, it's like a house. Oh my fucking God. That's almost, yes, that's over $500,000, guys.
And tell me I'm the reason for all their problems. Holy shit. Over $500,000 on microtransactions. And that's what he can name off the top of his head. The real number is probably much higher. His comment then goes on to say that he owns 2 homes and donates to charity and is a good member of society, and asks why should we care and villainize him. Now this dude is not representative.
Like, he's not a villain. He's not, you're not the bad guy. Nobody hates you. What's wrong with you? Yeah, I don't care if you want to spend $500,000 on the games. That's totally up to you, man. But like, it doesn't mean that we can't be annoyed at the developer for making it possible. It's the developer that made it this way. He's just playing the game. Well, I'm mad at the developers. Fuck that. I do. Fuck him. He ruins my team. Well, that's what happens. I mean, but he's not ruining my team. The developer is ruining my team. They're the ones making the game.
Of the majority at all of gamers.
He's an unwilling soldier,
But, as I've said in the past, games are being made for people like this in mind. And he even admits that a bit further down in the comment. I myself dislike the modern corporate gaming era. Even if I get special treatment from them, free money in-game to keep me playing, asking me what I'd like to see changed in the game, etc. I don't agree with special treatment. I give away the free money, and some to other players. I decline any offers for my input to affect the gameplay. The dude just...
Well, here's the thing, right? It's like voting. If you vote, and if Donald Trump votes, each of you both get 1 vote, right? Let's cut the conspiracy shit. Each person gets 1 vote, right? If Barack Obama votes, he gets 1 vote. If you vote, you get 1 vote. Here's the problem with whales. Is you get 0 votes because you're free to play, and they get 356,000. There it is. Their vote literally counts more than yours does.
Casually admits that video game companies actually reach out to and get input from whales.
Of course they do.
They give them special treatment.
Yeah, of course.
And if this is to be believed, then this only further proves my theory that video games are being designed for whales from the ground up. They are...
Well, I mean, is this really, like, I mean, did we need a theory for this? Like, I mean, guys, I don't think we needed a theory. I would have believed that. I would have believed that for sure. Yeah, definitely that happened. It's a shocking revelation, yes. No fucking shit, they're making them for whales. And of course they want to keep the whales in the game, because if the whales leave, then the game doesn't make any money. Honkai is a blatant example of this. Honkai is not even that bad. That's the thing, is like, you guys don't understand. Some of these games, like Honkai Star Rail, on the spectrum of gacha games, is towards the green and not the red. Like, there are a lot of games that are way fucking worse than that. Whale lives matter. Honkai Star Rail is generous compared to others? Yes. Every interview, how can we keep our supporters, aka whales, happy? And you saw this with Lost Ark. Remember Lost Ark talking about how they didn't want to make the whales unhappy by, like, adding in new gems or making it easier to get Light of Salvation 30? Because they wanted to make... And that's what matters, because the whales are the ones that matter. Because they have the money and you are the slaves. That's right. And so you're the peasants... You are the, the servants, and then they're the plebs, that's right, and then they're the ones that live in the castle, and you work in their castle, and every once in a while they give you a potato. That's how it is. That's gaming. And it's also life. Marvel Strike Force accidentally made fun of their top whale. So he quit, and they sent an apology video to him and tried to fly him down and show him what they're working on. Here we go. Actually made fun of their top whale. They sent him an apology video and tried to fly him down. Did they bring out a ukulele too? Yep. The whales are the ones that everybody cares about. Like, I always wonder Like, because, you know, sometimes I'll get the surveys in Honkai Star Rail. I wonder if my survey gets prioed more than, like, Tectone's. Because Tectone's free to play. So, like, if Tectone gets a survey, do they even read it? I mean, probably not, right? Like, nobody would... Yeah, like, why would they read it? Yeah, it's like, what is this? It's a cosmetic survey. Yeah, fill this out and put it in a garbage can. Thanks for your input. Please, thank you for playing. How come creating in-game items that are blatantly catered to whales with in-game significance, like lore? Well, I think that a lot of times, like, the reason why these things happen is because of gambling. The reason why these games are so popular and they make so much money is because they all utilize a gambling mechanic. These people aren't spending $100,000 on an item. They're spending $100,000, $100 at a time. Because it's Gamba. That's why all of the most popular games all have Gamba.
Front of the minds of the leaders at these game studios and publishers. Absolutely insane. The rest of his comment, he spends being triggered about being labeled an addict and is out of control, and that he's actually super smart.
Yeah, I'm the addict, out of control, burning the landscape around me, right? Get off your high horse, start to tell me, oh, this is okay, burning the finger, making it eventually for the people. Jesus Christ. You think I made my millions by being some idiot consumer without impulse control? No, my dad was rich. Fuck you.
Because he made his millions, but I'll let you guys decide what to take away from this comment. I'm just blown away by the special treatment bit.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, like, you think about it, right? If you were a game developer, wouldn't you want to make sure that your whales were happy? Duh. Yeah, you want to feed the whales. It's obvious. Like, yes, of course you're going to do this. It's common sense. It's the same. And people are like, oh, no. Look at what streamers do. How many streamers have, like, these, you know, top donators, and then they have the person's name on the screen and stuff like that. There it is. I feel like this shit should be illegal. Why? I think the gambling should be illegal, yeah. Sure. Like, I mean, maybe not illegal, but at least better regulated. But no, I mean, you don't have the, like, if people want to make a pay-to-win game, that's their right. They have every right to make a pay-to-win game.
Whales are a bit more regretful and have since changed their ways. I spent nearly 10k on World of Tanks. I learned, and when I played War Thunder, I only spent 1.2k. Which, by the way, buddy, you did. He only spent 1.2k.
Normie wanting even more government authority? Yes, I understand that you are complaining about that while you're typing on your keyboard that's regulated by the government, using your internet that's regulated by the government, with your monitor that has its power usage regulated by the government, connected to your computer that is extensively regulated to the government. But yes, of course we can't have regulation. That's communism.
Not learn anything so far. If you go based off $1 per 1 hour of time spent, I did get my value, even exceeding it. But still, I wouldn't do either again. I still play both for free now since there's no need to buy more.
Duh.
It was fun for me, but all over, shit that should have been in a base $60 game.
Exactly, yeah. The pay to win in games never makes games better. Basically, what people need to understand is that if Honkai Star Rail was a game that you paid for like $20 or $60, the entire game would play differently. Because video games are designed around the monetization model. Like Lost Ark is designed completely around its monetization. Honkai Star Rail is designed completely around its monetization. That's the way these games are. Because it's like the tail wagging the dog. This is unironically happening with monetization in games. And so the entire game is made worse in order to incentivize spending money. Like, why would they have all these, like, weird caps and energy levels and stuff like this? Well, they have it because then they can get people to pay money to take it off.
Alright, so by the end of this guy's story, He seems to have finally learned. So can
Yeah.
we get a round of applause
Good
for this
for him.
man learning?
It only took $11,000.
I contributed to this issue. I was addicted to this gacha game, Fate Grand Order. I've spent over...
The funniest fucking thing that I've ever heard about this game is Emeru, who saved all of her little tokens and tickets. You know, like imagine you're at Chuck E. Cheese and you go to Chuck E. Cheese every weekend and, you know, you save up all your tickets to buy something. And she really wanted this character who is apparently some sort of skeleton warrior. I think his name was like Hassan. Actually was Hassan, something like that. And she spent all of her tickets, all of her tokens, everything that she had to get this character, and she didn't get him. And she quit the game. Yep. Just quit the game.
20,000 US dollars on that game. It was not worth it. I regret it a lot.
$20,000.
All the other things I could have bought with that money. Now I'm
Because Fate Grand Order doesn't have a pity system.
happy I'm free to play with games that do have microtransactions. I might pay a few dollars here and there for some cosmetics, so in a way I'm still contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
But I need to start speaking up to this. So lessons sort of learned, but still buying cosmetics. However, they are self-aware to it, so
good
that's
shot.
a start at least. As a person who has been a whale in many mobile games, I can say that this video is entirely accurate. I was unfortunate enough to be introduced to this style of gaming at the age of 14.
There it is, bro. See, this is what you need to do, right? Is if you want to get people gambling, you have to indoctrinate them and groom them into gambling from a young age. So, like, you start them off in Minecraft or Roblox gambling, then you move them up to Genshin Impact, and then by the time they're 18, then they go to Vegas and they spend all of their money there. Yeah, you get them young. That's the way it works, guys. That's life. Same as cigarettes. Yeah, exactly. That's dark? Well, it's true.
And would spend all of my Christmas and birthday money on BS in mobile games, instead of enjoying my childhood.
Jesus.
One thing people don't talk about is the massive influence the industry has on turning children into mindless, compulsive spenders with zero self-control.
I will have to say that I can only blame the industry so much. Where the fuck were your parents? Are you really gonna blame, like, you're gonna blame this game? Like, how do you spend money in this game? Your parents are probably buying it for you. Like, what are you doing at 14? Like, you can't drive, so your parents buy this for you. They are enabling this somehow. You're probably not doing this without the content or without the allowance of your parents. Like, not literally an allowance, but, you know, like, basically them driving you to get this stuff, them talking to you, you using their credit card, something like that. They have to know, man. No, you steal? No, because usually if you steal the cards, they don't get activated. Yeah, the parents know about this and the parents don't care. The parents are complacent about it, and I think that's a problem. It's not completely on the developer. Being compulsive and making bad decisions with your money is not always somebody else's fault. Sometimes you're just being a fucking idiot. So wrong, my parents bought the game to keep me busy while they went to Vegas. True. Yeah, and then whenever you turn 18, they bring you with them, and then everybody loses their money together. It's a family event. So true.
By the age of 20, I had dropped more than 30,000 on mobile games alone in my life. I was a pizza delivery boy who spent...
Whoa, age of 20, I dropped more than 30K. So, oh yeah, you think he really got $30,000 by the age of 20? Come on, guys. Come on, what are we talking about here? The parents are enabling this.
Every extra cent I had on these games, and it was a crippling lifestyle that just continued to feed itself. Thank God I finally got out. And the top reply to that comment said, Jesus, I'm a fucking drug addict. And when I was using speed, I wasn't even spending that much money. These games need to be regulated. Mobile games should not be able to financially ruin you more than drug addiction.
In my opinion, this is what I think that games should do. It's very simple. I think there should be 2 rules. Number 1, you can never buy anything in a video game that you don't know what you're getting. The outcome needs to be direct. There can be no gambling mechanism. There can be no, oh, you're buying a chance to get something. Nope. Nothing. If you want to buy Topaz in Honkai Star Rail, you should be able to just go to the store and buy that exact character, and that should be the only way that you can get her. No gamba, no, oh, well, this doesn't like, oh, well, you know, you do a spin or something like this. Nope. I think microtransactions are totally fine, but the people should buy them knowing what they're going to get. There is no advantage to the consumer that it is a gambling mechanism. There is literally no advantage. It is purely a net negative for consumers. It is that simple. Need the dopamine? Yeah, exactly. That's less money for the company? Yeah, well, that's what they get. And isn't hard pity like a price tag? No, because everything besides that, you don't have the price tag. You're right that the hard pity is the price tag, but to the extent that you allow people to go after it without it being a certainty, then it's no longer a price tag. No, the fact is that you can spend money. Is there an instance of you being able to spend money and not know what you get? In Honkai Star Rail, the answer to that is yes. So then it shouldn't exist. It doesn't matter if, oh, well, eventually if you spend enough, then you know what you're going to get. No, every single transaction should be like that. It's not like, oh, you have to do 50 transactions and then you finally get it. No, every single one should be like that. That's number one. Number two, the other thing is I think they should make it to where there are no secondary currencies. Zero. Every single thing in the store is shown as its current, like the local store value or local currency value. So like pesos if you're in Mexico, yen if you're in Japan, dollars if you're in the US, and I don't know, like maple syrup if you're in Canada. I don't know what they use for money up there. But either way, you should only be able to look at it from the dollar amount. The secondary currencies that these games have, the only purpose they serve is to obfuscate the viewer and make it harder for the viewer to understand how much money they're spending. This is clearly bad. And any normal person would say this is bad. They have no other purpose other than that. They don't make anything easier. Like if it said it's $2.69, how is that any better or worse fundamentally than saying it's 1,000 tokens? You see what I'm saying? Telling that to EA and Ultimate Team? Well, it's all of them. They all do this. What people that save up and get the character for free? Well, then that would be fine. They'd still be able to do that. The intent is to make your money have less value? Yes. There should never be a secondary currency. Secondary currencies in these games exist for the only purpose to make it harder for you to understand how much money you're wasting. Which is like fundamentally like kind of fraud, right? Like it's basically they're trying to defraud you out of spending your own money.
Regulating these games and banning egregious monetization like this is something I'd really love to see. Get rid of free-to-play entirely, and if anything, live service games should just switch to subscription only, or an expansion.
I don't know. I don't think that, like, I mean, League of Legends doesn't have a lot of gacha as far as I know. Neither does Valorant. I mean, there are plenty of games that don't have this. You just can't, like, if a game cannot exist without having gambling or without having some form of gacha mechanic, then maybe it doesn't deserve to exist. If your argument is that, oh, well, then we can't make any money, well, then find a better business model. Like, what is the logic in, oh, well, we have to do something that's unethical and damaging to people because if we don't, then we can't make any money? As if they have some sort of right to be able to make money having a video game. Get the fuck out of here. This is outrageous.
Model. No microtransactions, period. I don't think that's what's going to happen. There's likely no turning back.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I think that microtransactions are totally fine. I think that if Blizzard or any of these companies, Hoyoverse, wants to put up a character or an item in a game, and they want to charge $1,000 for it, and you go on the store and it says this is $1,000, I completely support them being able to do that. Absolutely. Because it is a decision that the buyer and the seller go into. The buyer has full knowledge of what they're going to get. They are not being misled on the price. And whenever they pay the money, they get the thing that they pay for. That is just as fine as buying, in my opinion, a bag from Gucci. Buying a $4,000 Gucci bag is just as fucking stupid, in my opinion, as buying a new character on Honkai Star Rail. They're both dumb. They both probably won't go up in value. You're just telling yourself that to feel better about buying the bag. No, they're not. It's just crazy to me. Or horse armor or something like that. Yes. People can buy what they want to buy. Let people spend their money on things that they want to spend their money on. Now, yes, I think gambling is over the line and gacha mechanics are over the line. However, everything else is totally fine. If you want to give people like, oh, somebody can buy a level boost in the store, let the free market decide whether that's okay or not. It's totally up to them.
From where this industry is at this point, but that's what I really, truly hope to see. In-game monetization has been plaguing the industry for far too long. But now, for my favorite comments.
Well, I also have to say, like, in-game monetization, free-to-play games could not exist without microtransactions. And I don't think that it's wrong to have a free-to-play game with microtransactions. I think I feel like you're massively overstepping whenever you say to a company, you can't make a game that sells skins. You are massively overstepping into their freedom. They have every right to be able to do that. They're not hurting anybody. They're not deceiving anybody. They're not scamming anybody. People go into it and they know exactly what they're getting. Who cares about skins? Well, skins are microtransactions. So that's what we're talking about, like store mounts, yeah.
If you're broke, just say that.
Oh.
Broke boy complaining about pay to win, lol. You legit just sound like the average salty broke guy, Ella.
Yeah, bro, this guy's got some serious rice eater energy. Whenever I heard about that in Korea, that people actually called the free-to-play players rice eaters, that was probably the best thing that had happened to me that entire month. Doesn't it hurt everyone if the devs see them as the primary player base and only make games to whale? Just a question. It does hurt everyone, but it doesn't hurt them in a tangible way. Because making a video game that's bad doesn't really hurt you. Because, like, it's a video game. So, that's not the same thing as, like, making you spend your money. It's a fucking video game.
Mayo, if you're broke and don't have the extra cash flow, just say that. Don't bitch because people have it better off than you and don't have time to play weeks on end like a child. Broke boy.
See, this is the sad comment, is this person is so far into the matrix, they don't even realize that they're plugged in. You wouldn't have to play for weeks on end if the gacha system didn't exist. In Elden Ring, you don't have to play for weeks on end to get a cool item. You just kill a boss and then you get the item. Or you farm a mob and it takes you maybe a couple of hours. Because they're not incentivized to make you play the game as long as possible. The entire reason that you have to play weeks on end is to incentivize you to spend the extra cash to not have to do it. Because if you didn't have the ability to spend the extra cash, there would be no incentive to make the game take longer.
Broke boy bitchin'.
Broke boy bitchin'. That's just about it, isn't it?
Have you ever wondered what makes...
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to look at some of the comments on this. Oh my fucking God. Complaining at gacha when it's you spending the money. I never had a problem with pay to win. I know how to save money. Yeah, but it's still Gamba, isn't it? Oh shit. Shy Louie, thanks for the raid. What's up, boys? Oh yeah. Look, it's kind of her on the screen, except for, I mean, she's hotter than this one. Let's be honest. Yeah. Hi guys. We're talking about whaling in video games. Let's see here. It's still shit design. It is. It is shit design. Someone being proud to whale just tells me of how intelligent they really are. I agree. The second comment had to be parody. It is, but it's not. And I think everybody knows that. I'm tired of these whales ruining video games. They're the ones that placed the gaming space into this mess in the first place. And to be blunt, if they were gate-kept out of the hobby, maybe it would have been great like in the 2000s or the early 2010s. Guys, I'm sorry to say, but That's not going to happen. Enjoy React hours? Oh, yeah, I'll do my best. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. And, yeah, that's just... Everybody should be able to play the games the way they want. And I think what's happening is that people that are, like, older, right? Like, now they have... Like, there are people that didn't like pay to win because they couldn't pay to win. Like, it's absolutely like a self-serving ideology. Oh, I hate pay to win because I can't pay to win. So you do have those people, and now that they're like 33 or 35 or 40, now they have the money to pay to win, so they don't hate it as much anymore, right? So you have those people, and then you also have the people that are younger who grew up with these games, and it's normalized to them. So you're burning the candle at both ends of having more and more people not give a fuck about making a game have actual integrity. The younger generation is being brought up where it's okay, and the older generation either drops out of gaming altogether or becomes more okay with it just in general because they have the funds to pay for it. That's what happens, and that's what's been happening. I'll be right back.